Wait for some of y'all to join. Join. It's a Bible verse now. Maybe I'll start it with a Bible verse. Ooh. I'll start with this verse right here. Sirach. I have a feeling I'm pronouncing that wrong, but we'll go chapter 50. We're going to read chapter 50. I'll wait for some people to join. This looks like a good one. So that'll be cool. It's been a busy day, so sorry we're here a little late. We're gonna definitely pick up momentum next month. Next month is gonna be better. We're gonna have more productivity and even gaming. So I'm excited about that. I just installed my hard drive and waiting for that to all download. Right now it's just establishing the network connection. So we'll see how it goes. Let me check the connection here. Establishing connection. Hi Trey, how's it going? Just waiting for more people to join, but how are you doing? Hope your day is well and finding you copacetic. So, just wait for a few more people to join in 5 minutes. You can start with a Bible verse, or we're managing. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, I'm doing well. Just got done with a bunch of chores, and I installed a hard drive into my laptop, so we'll see how that goes. I want to game and live stream, so we'll see how that goes. It's the first time I've ever opened up, screwed open my laptop and installed a hard drive, so that's pretty cool. If my brother was here, I would have asked him just so that he can, could supervise me, because I got shaky hands. I was like, it was the very last component, installing the hard drive into my motherboard. It's an 990 SSD, and I would have, I was just so nervous and shaky towards the end. I was like dropping the screw into the motherboard and having to pick it up really, really gently with my tweezers because I don't want to scrape it or touch it even. She was like trying, I was like, oh, I should have worn a bandana. What if my hair falls in it? I didn't like it. I don't want to screw things up. It's too expensive. If you didn't reply, you're really rude. Like, what the hell, dude? I just got here. Anyhow, we got a troll. Oh boy. Hey, thank you, Cassius. Cassius. Thank you. Hi, Natural Beauty from Tempe, Arizona. Oh man, I would love to go to Arizona. I flew over Arizona one time, and I just thought it was so beautiful, all the reddish orange terrain, and there were a few lakes here and there, just the blue, and also I noticed the clouds were just really beautiful there. I don't know if that's like, a thing with Arizona, a thing that Arizona is known for, but I noticed the clouds looked very, very luscious. Sometimes, I don't know. Maybe I've never lived in a place with dry heat, so I don't know if I would fare well there or not. I like cool weather. I like fog. May I be sick and maud, I want to help. Well, I don't think I've seen you very much on my live streams. That's the thing. I've been rash before, and I've let people become mods too quickly before really getting to know them on my channel. And I'm not saying you would, but they tried to sabotage my channel, plus being creepy. Not saying you would, but I have to kind of, test the waters a little bit for a little, time, just to make sure everything's okay, and then we'll go from there, maybe. Yeah, I mean, if I see you more regularly on my channel, I may reconsider at some point. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, thank you for your understanding. How's Heather? Hi, Heather. I'm getting my teeth done 7:30 in the morning. Oh my goodness, Heather. Tell me about it when you get home, okay? When you're well rested. Don't feel like you have to you know, you might feel like resting after all that. So take care of yourself and let me know how it all, panned out whenever you feel like it. I'm curious to know how that goes, genuinely. So my laptop's saying I just installed the hard drive. I replaced this guy here. Oops, gotta be careful. This was like a pack of joints at one time. Perfect little baggie for my hard drive now. I knew this would come in useful, but yeah, this is what I replaced. This is what I replaced here. So we'll see how that goes. I really hope things pan out well. I really hope so, because this is the first time I've ever done this. This is the first time I've ever screwed open my laptop and installed a hard drive. So it's and it was expensive as fuck. 2 terabyte Samsung 990 Pro. Blistering speed, endless factory. So we'll see. Keeping all these components just in case. Man, wouldn't it suck if you couldn't like return that if it didn't work? That'd be like, for me, it'd be like $360 down the drain if that were the case. Even though I did get it for 40% off. So, wow. Hopefully, yeah. I think it'll be okay. I did my research, but there's always, considering I don't have much experience with these things, there's always the possibility that I've screwed up. Hopefully not. Whew. Okay. You're nervous? Well, I'd be too. And a lot of, I don't really have a morbid fear of dentists, but I've known people who do, to the extent that they just don't go to the dentist even though they're even though they really needed to. Like, my friend had oral cancer, and he just put off going to the dentist for the longest time simply because he was scared. And he had a couple stories he told me. One time when he went to the dentist, he was a little kid, and you know how they put that like putty in your mouth, right? Well, he was a mouth breather. He could not breathe through his nose. So when they put that putty in his mouth, he couldn't breathe. And when he was struggling because he couldn't fucking breathe, the dentist strapped his arms to the chair like he was in a torture room. And that felt like he was drowning, and no one would listen to him as a little boy. So that happened. And then he finally went again, and when he was like in his 40s. He didn't go to the dentist again until like his 40s. And things, it all went wrong then too. I forget exactly what they injected into his gums, but there was something really just sketchy about it, because I think they insisted on injecting him with this stuff, even though there was a bit of resistance. I wish I would have written down the whole story, but lawsuit. There should have been a lawsuit. Well, anyway, they injected him with this stuff, and long story short, he was on the ground surrounded by paramedics. And oh yeah, the dentist like finished halfway through because they had to go on vacation. Something like that. It was just really, it's a weird story. Courage the cowardly dog indeed. Thank you, Jeff. Can I get a silly face to cheer me up? Absolutely. Just let me make sure. I just had dinner. Let me make sure I don't have anything in my teeth. Oh, right there. Those chia seeds, those pesky chia seeds. Okay, I'll do a funny face. One sec. Wowzers. There you go. Oh, thank you. Thank you, that girl, Lava. I can see you. You're pretty too, man. Hi, Christian. Let's see what I had for dinner. I already ate it, so I can't show it to you. I can't show it to you. I share that stuff a lot, though. Just not every single time. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe. That's a big maybe. We'll see what we do tomorrow. I really want to get this thing up and running with my laptop because I really want to game. If I can't do that, then we'll see. Actually, I'll bet that painting wasn't quite dry today enough, but it could be dry by tomorrow. It's almost there. Almost ready for the third layer. Thank you for the gift. Thank you for the heart, Jeff. Thank you. It's going well. Thank you, Christian. What games am I gaming? I'm gaming Skyrim. Right now I've been playing Skyrim. I'd like to play Ghostwire Tokyo with you guys because I enjoyed that game so much. I want to play it again. That game was so much fun. And I played Cyberpunk 2077. I pulled all-nighters, guys. When I was playing those games, I could not put them down. And I'm just saying, I was making up for years of not gaming. I loved games when I was a kid, and I played a lot of games with my friends. But then when I went to college, and then I got involved in drugs, and with my exes, and all that weird shit, I just didn't really, think about gaming. And I let all my siblings basically borrow my consoles. I had a PlayStation 1, I had a Nintendo 64, and I had a GameCube. And like, if I let certain people borrow those for too long, they'd kind of, gaslight me, for lack of a better term, into thinking that I gave it to them. So, you know what I mean? Like, I felt bad just taking it, I was like, yeah, you can borrow it. But then people would be like, oh, but I thought you gave it to me. No, I did not. Anywho, I have a gaming laptop and a Nintendo Switch, and I know I have my GameCube still in the garage. And I have a TV, but I can't install that because I don't have room for it. Cool story, bro. Anyway, so I didn't play games for a long time because I was busy with, school and drugs and relationships. And as soon as I got a gaming laptop, I went fucking crazy. I just downloaded all these games I wanted to play, and I pulled all-nighters to the point where my ankles got all swollen. Like I had cankles. My feet and my ankles looked like they were just swollen. They were swollen with water. And so my dad let me borrow this like pedal thing, this little, whatchamacallit, just like a foot pedal. And all that went away, man. All that went away. All that water retention in my feet and ankles went away. It looked like what a pregnant woman gets, literally. I wish I would have taken a photo. It was crazy. I think I did take a photo at one point. Maybe I have the photo still. I don't know. But it was crazy. From gaming, yeah. Cause I was pulling all-nighters and all-dayers, man. I was just playing and winning game after game after game after game after game. Hours and hours and hours and hours. It reminded me of I walk a lot too, but when I was doing that, I was just playing way too many fucking games and I wasn't walking enough for those like 2 weeks or so, 3 weeks, month. So time went by so fast because I was enjoying myself too much. So I gotta remember to walk around and, do stretches and such. Very important. I was deep into Minecraft when I was still in school years ago. Nocturnal as heck, yeah. Not only that, it didn't just affect that aspect of my health. It also made me break out a fuck ton. Being in front of my screen all day long, and pulling all-nighters, not getting enough sleep, it fucked up my skin too. And as soon as I got back into, doing stuff, going outside, eating better and sleeping better and all that, I think my skin looks pretty good right now. So there's that. So, moderation is always key. It would not be good for me to spend my whole life with that habit. I mean, I'd love to play games all the time. Better yet, make games and make money while doing it. Man, that would be the dream, wouldn't it? I would love to have Asmongold's job. That's what I want. I'm very inspired by him. So we'll see how it goes. I doubt I'll ever be that successful, but he's smarter than me. He's just way smarter than me. And he's been doing it for years, though, I'm kind of a noob, so like what can you expect? But some people have a better knack for computers and that sort of thing, and understanding the terminology too. I mean, there's a whole vocabulary that I'm always having to look these things up. Well, thank you. I understand you very well. Thank you. Life is our gift. Have you ever thought about doing IT work? No, I have not. Hi Ganchi, how's it going? I'm apparently handsome and think maybe I took years off my face from gaming, not gonna lie. Huh. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's hard to say. Sometimes I think would I look better and younger if throughout my 20s I never touched drugs, I didn't have insomnia, which I've had off and on my whole life. If I didn't do drugs, if I didn't have insomnia, if I didn't have eating disorders, if I didn't have this and this and that, if I never consumed sugar at any point, because sugar does age you too. It's like, would I look younger? It's just, I've never feared aging. I think crow's feet look sexy on men and women. I don't want a turkey wobble. I don't want flabby, I don't, no one really wants that. Or forehead wrinkles, really massive ones like Gordon Ramsay. But yeah, I never really had a problem with aging for the most part. Just that in terms of just superficial things, and then the fact that a lot of us get sick or, something happens and aching joints, having to replace our knees, and oh God, I just don't like thinking about that, man. I don't like thinking about the possibility of getting sick. I mean, I should be lucky in counting my blessings. At least I don't have chronic pain. Some people have chronic pain and every day they get up is a hardship, and they still have to go to work and not make enough. Yeah, I'm doing good. Hi, how are you doing? How am I feeling tonight? I'm feeling good. I just got a bunch of chores done. I had dinner. I installed a hard drive onto my laptop, so I'm waiting for it saying establishing network connection. So I'm gonna leave it like that for now and hope it goes somewhere. I wish there was a little something to indicate that it's loading. It just says, you see, it's just all it's saying is fuck. Sorry, I muted it. Sorry. I'm glad I caught that. I'm glad I caught that faster this time. It's because I just picked it up. Man, I need to stop doing that. Maybe I should pick it up with my left hand on this side instead. But yeah, I was telling you about my hard drive that I got. SSD 990 Pro Samsung. Blistering speed, endless victory. It's I did my research and looked into what I should get, what type of hard drive I should get for my gaming laptop. If I want to game and I want to live stream my games, what hard drive should I get? Because I didn't want to spend too much money. Like I said, if anyone didn't hear that, I got this one for $360 instead of $640. So I got it for 40% off, which, you know, it's expensive. It's like when you get one of these things, you take the little chip out and you're like, that's $600 and $640. That's crazy. That's crazy how expensive that is. So it better work out. Hopefully. If it doesn't work out, I'm gonna be sad. I'm just gonna be sad if it doesn't work. It's gotta work. Actually, it did. I think it will. There's always a bit of anxiety when things haven't been completed. You know, it's still gotta download and pair, I guess. Establishing network connection. Yeah. Hey, actually, you know what? I should plug in my power. 1979 Warren Point, August 27th. Google it. Enjoy. Okay. Sure. Too bad I can't do it on my laptop right now, but I'll write it down and do it later. Do it. Do it. Just do it. Just do it. Should put my other hard drive in here. It's not a bad place for me to put that either. Keep that safe just in case. The one time I really wish that my brother was around, because he'd know what to do. He could do it with his eyes closed. He's probably done this a million times. Me? No, first time. So I guess it is kind of a milestone. It's kind of whatever, but it's also kind of a milestone. You know? I did eat some food. Don't body shame me, dude. Don't body shame me. You know what's funny? It's so socially unacceptable to body shame people who are morbidly obese. People do it anyway, but it's socially unacceptable. It isn't trendy. But it's a-okay to body shame skinny people, particularly women when they're skinny. I've always been skinny. Eating disorder or not, I've always been skinny. You know. I'm way more muscular in tone than I used to be. I get a lot of exercise and eat all the colors of the rainbow. No, you don't have to worry about me, and you don't have to body shame me. It's not nice. They insult you at any size, yeah. Thank you, Mary. Hi, Mary. It's good to see ya. But yeah, it's just, the whole body positivity movement's so hypocritical. It's like, Megan Trainor. It, they say mean things about skinny girls, and tell everybody, accept your curves and all that. But then as soon as Ozempic comes out, they jump on it the very first second they get. It's, yeah, thank you very much, Sub-Zero. Thank you, I appreciate it. Do I cry a lot? Yeah, I am a crybaby. What about it? I am a crybaby. I can't help it. I don't do it on purpose. I was watching Susan Boyle the other night, and I hadn't watched Susan Boyle like American or Britain's Got Talent since 2009 when it came out, and there were cascades of tears tumbling down my cheeks, and it wasn't just the emotionally charged scene that we had going on with, everyone was booing her at first, and then she starts singing and everybody's all for her, and it's like, what do your looks have anything to do with whether you can sing or not, for one thing? Like, why is everyone booing her just because she's not like conventionally, attractive in their eyes? It was just, I thought that was so dumb. But soon, it wasn't just that, it was the sound of her voice, man. There's power in that. It was just so beautiful that even if I tried to resist crying, I'd fail. It touched me. It touched my soul, man. Crying gives dopamine, yeah, and I mean, crying can be healthy every now and then. I hate it when people pretend to cry, or cry to manipulate people, or that it can be used as a form of emotional manipulation sometimes, but that's not even really crying, like. But yeah, I'm a little sensitive, and I can admit that, and I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I think that if you channel that sensitivity into like better things, better activities like painting or nurturing someone you love, or there are a lot of things. Being able to appreciate the beauty around you and nature and connecting, and just having empathy and compassion and all. They could channel that into so many different energies. But I guess sometimes it's easier to just roll up in a ball and sob your eyes out sometimes, it's different depending on the situation. Opinion on Baja Blast? I don't know what that is, to be honest. Or Baja Blast? I don't know what that is. I mean, today when I watched the burial scene in Logan, I felt like crying. Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that, Whether it's beautiful art or a poem or music, or, beautiful music. I hadn't cried while listening to a song like that since listening to Arthur Gunn's rendition of Have You Ever Seen the Rain by Creedence. That was such a beautiful rendition of that song too. My shirt is dope. Thank you, Skeleton P. Sorry. I had a feeling to leave work. Wait, I missed something. I left work and my grandma died before I got to the nursing home. I'm really sorry, Heather. My grandma just died of lung cancer. I'm sitting in my car after speeding to the hospital. I was too late. She died right before I could get anything out. I walked in and she died right before my eyes. I'm sorry, Liz. That's rough, man. I'm really sorry. And I know I've been in the same situation. I know how that feels. I lived with my grandma for 4 months before she passed away, and she was at the hospital, and I was gonna take the bus to go see her right before she passed away. I was told she wasn't gonna make it, and at the time I was at her house watching her dog, and I got the call saying, come down to the hospital, and so I rushed down. I rushed to the bus station, and I mean, there's this whole ass shelter, and I had never seen that much rain around here in my fucking life. It was blowing right into the shelter. I felt like it was gonna break the glass. That's how powerful the rain was. But it was beautiful. Like the sunlight was filtering through the clouds at the same time. It was like dinner time, like 7 o'clock maybe. I forget what time exactly, but bus, I could see even in that weather that the bus wasn't too crowded. I was standing right there waving, bus just went right past me, just splashed water all over me as they passed, and I'm just like, and I finally got on to a bus eventually. I had to wait there for a while. Don't know how long, but I had to wait. And I was probably, I don't even remember how late I was, but I did not make it. I didn't make it. And my grandma meant the world to me too, so I know how you feel, man. Well, I'm really sorry about that. Am I on amphetamines? No, and there's no fucking indication that I am. You're only saying that because you know this is a recovery channel. Anyway, my mom called me last night telling me her boyfriend is dying of cancer. I'm gonna go live and be weird tonight for sure, LOL. Well, take care of yourself. Yeah, I hope your mom will be okay. That's rough. Yeah, man. I wish we, why haven't we found a cure for cancer yet? We have all these advances, in technology. It's just advancement upon advancement upon advancement, and yet we still haven't figured out cancer. That seems like one of the first things, I know it's I don't know anything about anything, right? But you would think with all the geniuses we have in this world and all these advancements in technology and science, nutrition science and whatever, we'd be able to get that. But I'll say a prayer if, for what it's worth. Our heart just feels heavy when someone close to us is about to pass. Yeah. Well, absolutely. I still think about how I couldn't see my grandma before she passed away. It's been years, been unresolved in my mind. I know how you feel. Grief will either make or break me, baby. I don't plan to give up. Absolutely not. Don't give up. Don't give up. When my best friend passed away, that nearly killed me, and I'm never going to let that happen again. I am not going to relapse because of that. It's par for the course. We lose loved ones. That's life. It's going to happen. There's nothing one can do about it. So you just need to move on and try to be a rock for those around you who are dealing with the same damn thing, who've lost a loved one too. Gotta remember that you're not the only one dealing with this, with the struggle. When you lose a loved one, that person was loved by many, and those people need you too. Especially if you're like a parent, or like you'll have people beholden to you who it hurts them, pains them intensely to see you suffer. Whether it be your friend or your kid or your spouse or whoever, It really pains people when you hurt yourself. And I learned that kind of the hard way because I always had a habit of being self-deprecating and mean to myself. And as soon as I saw my friend doing that to themselves, I realized just how much my actions were hurting the people I really cared about. And so I stopped being so mean to myself. It's kind of like what would you think as an outsider looking in? If you saw someone talking to someone the same way you talk to yourself, how would you feel about that? Sorry, dude. Like, we were just talking about, like, do you cry a lot? Yeah, sometimes I don't cry in my stream all the time, and I never, like, get on my stream if I've been crying already. Like, if I were crying before my stream, I wouldn't be streaming right now. Like, I don't do that. I know some people fucking do that. I hate that shit. I hate it when it's performative, But it is what it is. We're talking about life and death. It's a very heavy topic, and something that's close to home. And so we gotta, whatever. I was there when she died. I will never get that image out of my head. I'm sure she's in heaven looking down on you, down at us, Mary. I'm certain that she's in heaven. Absolutely. Like, she was just unraveling her whole life during those 4 months. We got into her little treasure chest, and she brought out all these things, like a cap that got torn up when she was 4 years old because she fell out of a car and got dragged on this asphalt. Or she was just telling me all these stories. I wish I would have written them down, some of these things, because she told me the song that she and my grandpa danced to when they got married, and I don't remember the song, and I don't think I could point it out to save my life. I wish I would have written it down. But it is what it is. This is a recovery channel, but it's more than that. It's why I changed my name to Tangent Tea. Because we have tangents, we spill the tea. We talk about painting, we talk about video games, we talk about politics, we talk about the Bible and religion, we talk about dogs, we talk about Shanda, we talk about health and nutrition and cooking, we talk about life. I don't know. You say that there is a cure for cancer. Russia made the announcement this year. Well, I haven't heard anything. I would think that if that were the case, I would have heard something. But I'll look into it. I'm not dismissing that possibility. At least the possibility that they've made good strides. But here's the thing. Big Pharma makes freaking, makes a lot of money off of us, and so there's an incentive to not figure out the cure for cancer in a lot of ways. I think that they want to keep us sick. I think the system wants to keep us sick because it's more lucrative. Yep, I've been clean for 3 years and 4 months. Thank you, Slurms McAshley. Yep, big pharma gets big money. Exactly. I'm a little behind here. You've painted Christ, the government are evil, girl. They don't want to ensure. What? Why? Okay, but what does that have to do with my painting of Christ? That's interesting. My son told my grandma, "I'll see you later, Grandma," the day before she died. Well, I'm sure your grandma's proud of you and proud of your son. It's okay, I'm so proud of you. Thank you, Christian. Hey there, I'm just stopping by. If I super chat, will you Viking scream? Well, I'll Viking scream for you, sure. I just don't know. How would I know how they scream though? Like what they're screaming? Okay. Gosh, what would that? I don't even know what that sounds like, man. You're not gonna like it. I'll just do it, because I like to do voices. That sounds interesting. Let's see. Oh God. Should I close my door so I don't? Okay, I'll even leave my door open. Okay, I'll embarrass myself for you. Ah! That was more like Tarzan. I just don't know, man. Like that was weird. I need to do my research. How did the Vikings scream? Just like, I mean, they obviously there was some melody to it. There was something other than sounding like you're getting your arms sawed off. You know, it wasn't like a scream of terror. It was more of a scream of, let's go out and, with our war hammers and and our clubs and our axes and swords. God is within you. Heed my words. You do have the power to get better. Thank you. Day by day, it does get better. It does get better with time. And you have to remember, when you're in the thick of addiction, you feel like, for one thing, you don't want to get dope sick. But once you're over that hurdle, you're dealing with boredom and depression and anxiety and time moving like sludge. You have to give yourself grace and patience, because that's a healing process. Your dopamine receptors, your chemical, the chemicals in your brain are reverting to their normal levels, and it's going to take time. It's going to take time. After a year, it's so much better. You might, have some anxiety, some boredom, but it's you're over the worst part of it. Actually, after 6 months, it gets better. That's one reason why my boss invited me, to work at the cafe again after 6 months of suspension. It was supposed to be a year, but I actually was allowed to work after 6 months, which was very nice. But my boss appreciated me. God called you, and he may have gave you challenges and demons to overcome, but remember, he chose you to deal with certain hardships as he knew his children. He chose can handle the challenge. Do not falter. Absolutely. And that's the thing. Sometimes I wonder if all this had to happen to wake me the fuck up, to get me to this place, because I was agnostic for a decade. I was, I said I was like democratic socialist back then. I never said I was really liberal, and I hated it when people would tell me I was liberal, but I had liberal leaning views, because I had this idea that they were more like the liberals of the 90s, which that's not who they are anymore. That's not what the left is anymore. The liberals of the 90s are more like people who lean Republican today, right? Whereas now they've wrecked their party with identity politics. It used to be class warfare and class issues. Now it's all identity politics, and look where they are now, man. They're screwed. Their party is screwed. Tangent. That's why I call myself Tangent T now. You're amazing. Keep smiling, beautiful. Thank you, Daniel. You are sweet. I'm glad I stumbled on this channel. Oh, thank you. Thank you and welcome. Yeah, please like and subscribe to the channel, guys. I mean, I'm sure you know how helpful that, you have an idea at least as to how helpful that is, but I would love for this channel to expand and reach more people, and I'd really, really, really love for it to flourish and succeed. I'd really love for that to happen. I'd love to make this my job, you know, talking with you guys, talking about recovery. You know, once I have enough money to have my own place, I'll have a podcast studio and just maybe create more channels, you know, or just playlists. Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll make like gaming and art and different, you know, organize it better. And that'll be pretty cool. Just gotta be persistent. It's more about consistent persistence than it is about, you know, working too hard. Work smart, not hard. Work smart. True. You matter more than you know something. I'm learning about myself too. Thank you. I hate how people hide their feelings. You are strong for showing them. Well, thank you, Heather. I try. Most of the time, I do try to, you know, not cry. You know, especially if I'm in a situation where it's like, you know, I have to keep my mind level. You know, I can't have my, I can't have my emotions fluctuating. I can't think of the words right now. I hate how people hide their, okay, yes. We are all legends, but we forget we are one of a kind. Yes. What's my favorite candy? Good question, Timmy. My favorite candy? Gosh, dude, I gotta think about that right now. I mean, of course I like chocolate. But I also really like, I like some sour candies. I like gummies. I like Haribo gummies. I like Haribo gummies a lot. They have those really good peach ones, and I really like their the like sour kind of sweet and sour fruit pack. It's got like, you know, apple and grapefruit and all kinds of good flavors. I love Haribo. Thank you for the donation, Quentin. Can you do a Viking scream? Okay, I'll do it. Thank you for the donation, man. Oh, okay, I'll do a Viking scream. Okay, I'll do it. Oh, there you go. That. I think I made some people's ears bleed when I did that. 100%. That's what I'm talking about, sister. I don't think any of us understand how powerful God is for real. Notice some stuff. Well, yeah. I mean, even in the Bible, God said that the reason why things are explained to us in terms that only we could understand, like, you know, just how things are referenced, they connect to the things that we're familiar with, such as like hell is made of fire, or whatever. It's because we wouldn't be able. It's a way for him to communicate with us so that we somewhat understand, even if it's through metaphor or symbolism. It's real. But the reason why he's explained it like this is because we would not be able to comprehend the truth, what it actually, what it is, what, you know, what the end of the world is, for instance, what's gonna come then, or the afterlife. We would not be able to comprehend it. Remember too that the devil will give you an easy life when there's challenges and obstacles to overcome. Life gets tiring and energy low. Maybe it's like that because you're on the right path. Well, yeah, I mean, in the Bible, it says the way to heaven is narrow and jagged, and the way to hell is big, broad, and, you know, deceptively adorned with roses, rosy and wide and easy. You know, the road to heaven is challenging and thorny and full of pain, but it's absolutely fucking worth it. Life is so short. You know, I mean, I see it this way. It's like, even if you don't believe in God, even if you don't believe in an afterlife, it's like, how could you know what's gonna happen in the end, whether there's something else after this? And just, you know, that doesn't mean like commit crimes as much as you want because there's nothing else after this. It means like live in such a way just in case God exists, you know? Because it's, yeah, I was never atheist. I was agnostic at one point. It was more like, how would I know, you know? But there have been way too many weird coincidences throughout my journey with recovery, before that, during, and after. And I can't ignore it anymore. And even then I would pray, like, if there is a God, please show me a sign, that kind of praying. I am tired. Bruh, you look tired. Yeah, I am tired. I just did a bunch of chores and I just installed this hard drive, and that was kind of, it was easy, but it was still anxiety inducing. And towards the end, I was like so shaky. Like I was trying to put, screw in the last screw. You're just to install that hard drive, screwing in the, the protective cover over the hard drive and the motherboard, and I just kept like dropping the last screw because it was just a very small, finicky one. And I just, oh my gosh, I had to use my tweezers to get it out, and fortunately, I was able to make that work. I hope this is working out though. This is it says it's establishing network connection still. I don't know how long that's supposed to take. I think it'd let me know. Maybe I need to just start it over. Shut it down. We'll see. Yep, yeah. I mean, we gotta make money in this life. That's okay. That's okay. It is what it is. We need money to survive. We don't need to be excessive, but, people we should teach frugality in schools too. I feel like we should teach Latin. We should teach people how to handle money. Teach kids how to handle money from an early age, because a lot of us don't know how to spend money. That's an issue. A lot of us have anxiety and trouble with our savings and all that. I'm addicted to YouTube now. I was, in case someone just asked, I'm sure I've missed some comments here because I'm a little behind. Thank you, Quentin. How angry can you say the word bubbles? Okay. Oh, okay, I'll do that. Bubbles! Don't ask me to do that again. Don't ask me to do that again, man. That wrecked me. No, I'm gonna delete this asshole. You know, people say really mean things as soon as I talk about politics. They just go after my character. They, you know, and I couldn't care less what this person says because most of the people who listen to me think I'm intelligent. Not only that, they know when I'm tired and not feeling it as much as usual. So, yeah, we don't need people like this fucking moron. Comments deleted. Well, that's befitting. Let's delete that guy. Bye-bye, bitch. Okay. What drug, by the way? Weed or something else? I was a heroin addict for 6 years. And I know YouTube's gonna curate this into a live highlight as usual. 80% likely. That's weird. But yeah, like I said, I've been clean for 3 years and 3 months now. Still, and I'm going strong. No cravings now. I have my dog. I have family. I have friends, good friends. I have my head screwed on tight. I have my art. I have this. I have video games, which I enjoy way more than I ever enjoyed the heroin. You know, and I still have my passions and hobbies intact. I have my vein. I mean, I've got a lot of missing veins, but at least my nerve damage isn't so bad that I can't use my hands anymore. And I was worried about that at one point because when it got really, really bad and I couldn't find any more veins, I was going for my hands. One of the last places I should touch other than like my neck, which is dangerous as fuck, or, you know, any other vulnerable region where there is a vein like the pelvis or whatever, like that can kill you. You know, I've seen addicts with that drug doing really desperate, you know, using really desperate measures, applying very desperate measures to inject that substance into them. Like when I was sitting at a bar, this one dude was standing on his head and literally standing on his head, so if the blood would rush through, and you know how like if when you do that you'll see like a forehead vein and all, like a neck vein. He was trying to do that. He was trying to inject into his fucking neck, and that can kill you instantly. I'm lucky to be alive, and I'm very grateful. You know, it is what it is. You know, some of us survive, and unfortunately some of us don't. So I'm very appreciative that I have a second chance, and I'm not gonna wreck all the progress I've made now. This has been a huge triumph, and if anything is giving me a big old dopamine rush, it's how well this painting's going, but it's also proving all these assholes wrong. It's proving all these fucking assholes wrong. I love that. I love it. That's my fucking specialties. I guess that's like my villain arc. I guess I did have a bit of a villain arc at one point. Jeez. They think you're a druggie because you have tears in your eyes from crying earlier. That's stupid. Wow. Well, they're giving me engagement on my channel. Let's just ignore them, okay? Unless, you know, unless it gets really, really bad or someone says something that's just utterly malicious and hurts other people in my chat, then we could do something about it. But if it's just directed at me, fuck them. I don't care. You know, if I thought I couldn't handle this, I would have reconsidered, and I probably I would have quit this whole thing before it got anywhere. If I, I knew that this was par for the course, and I also regarded just the fact that if you're a big, the bigger you get as a YouTuber, the more well known you get, and the more, like, if you talk about politics and stuff like that, there'll be people out there who hate your guts. There'll be people out there, like, here's the thing. I bring up several points, several fucking logical points that make sense. I'm just flat out telling it like it is. I can be wrong, though. I admit I can be wrong, and I'm here to learn. But these people, man, when you talk about this stuff, all they can do is come back at you with insults. All they can do is put you down, call you names, tell you you're like Hitler and all this other shit, tell you you're racist, tell you you're this phobic, that phobic. It's just fucking stupid. It's just not, we all know it's not true. The world isn't taking these guys seriously anymore. Only they are taking themselves seriously. No one else gives a fucking shit. Everyone is fatigued by it. Everyone's sick of this woke bull fucking crap. Everyone's sick of it. Yeah, I'm only taking what's prescribed by my doctor, but yeah, I don't have anything to prove to these assholes. We were just talking about politics earlier. Obviously they're weaponizing my honest past, to get at me, to try to make me cry or whatever. It's not gonna happen. That's not the sort of thing that induces tears. I could really care less. All I care about is the truth. And if what these guys are saying isn't true, then it's like, why would I lose sleep over it, It's stupid. Tangent T, that's right. You people look real dumb when you assume, oh, I know, right? They do. But that's who they are, man. As soon as they realize you're a Trump supporter, and I had TDS at one point, I was afraid of losing family and friends, and I did. But I'd rather keep my integrity intact and be a seeker of truth than have fake friends. 100%. Those people, man, that they're not gonna last in your life. If they can leave, just if they can slander you and try to ruin your life or whatever just because of a political viewpoint and twist your words and make you out to be something that you're not, it's like they were never your friends from the get-go. When I was liberal, again, I had conservative friends, and at least 4 or 5 of them. This regular at the cafe I knew like a year or 2 before I started working there. I used to study my Chinese, and we just he'd always sit in the corner. We'd always talk, and I knew him for many years, like over a decade, and we'd always, he was conservative, or he is conservative, and we would, I would secretly agree with most of his points. At the time, there were maybe a couple points I didn't agree with, but I secretly agreed with most of them. I was, they had like anti-conservative posters all over the cafe walls in that place. So you could not be, your coworkers would hate you if they learned you supported Trump or were conservative in any way. So yeah, I had to hold my tongue. I had to bite my tongue. And if I couldn't question things when it came to just the Trump hate, and I was questioning it. I was, in my mind, I was wondering, why is there so much hatred for this one man, and there's nothing being done about just how evil Bill Clinton is, or whether there's proof of his crimes. There's absolutely no proof of the crimes they're accusing Trump of. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So, during my recovery when I was still working there too when I voted for Trump and I got those Trump hats and all that. Like, as soon as someone saw me wearing a Trump hat, and it wasn't during my shift because I'm not there to talk politics, I'm there to sell coffee, but it was like way after hours. I wanted to make room in my backpack. So I saw my hat in there, I put it on, and as I'm closing up the till and about to head out, the new manager, not the guy, not the guy who called me superstar, who really liked me and respected me even when I told him about my changing views. No, not him. It was the new manager who was assigned when my other manager got a minor heart attack. He came in, and the look on his face was like he just walked into a fucking murder scene. Unbelievable. Like, I can wear my hat whenever I fucking want after hours, bitch. Don't tell me what to do. Not only that, but he was like, you can, he's telling us to decorate the bathroom with these cheap stickers all over the ugly ass walls, and just, you can put up stickers, but make sure they're not inflammatory or hateful. Like, why would you assume that I'd put up a hateful sticker, for one thing? Or are you saying the American flag isn't allowed or something? That's probably what these big guys think. It's like, America's whatever. But they hate America, a lot of them. But I go in there and I see that 80% of the stickers, I mean, the SpongeBob ones were cool. 80% of the stickers, though, were of same-sex couples kissing. And I'm thinking, like, dude, I mean, come on. It's fine. I have nothing against that. But why are you rubbing it in everybody's face? You know, it's overly politicizing love like that. Like, I mean, it's weird to me. Why are you, you telling me not to make it political? I go down there and everything other than the SpongeBob or whatever that you plaster over the walls is basically political, No, I have nothing against LGBT people, I have nothing against them. A lot of the people I follow on YouTube are gay or trans or whatever, but it's like, it shouldn't have anything to do with who you are as a person, People should be judged on the content of their character, not who they happen to prefer sleeping with at night. Just saying. Just saying. I can do a train whistle or a bird sound with my hands. Ooh. I don't think I could do the train whistle, but I wonder if I could do a bird. I probably couldn't do it as well as you could. You sound like you've had practice. Part of James chapter 1 verses 16 to 17. Don't be deceived, my dear brothers and sisters. Every good and perfect gift is from above, coming down from the Father of the heavenly lights, who does not change. Amen. Mods, why aren't you deleting these rude people in comments? I mean, if someone's gonna be really, really malicious, I mean, we know where these assholes come from. But you know what else we do? We also know where we stand. And if they want to insult me, we know why they're doing that. They're doing that because I've just expressed some political views and they don't like it. That's the only time I ever get this much hate, is when I start talking about Trump and start talking about my views. People become hateful. It is what it is. It reveals their true, it says more about them than it does about me. It reveals their true colors. It's like, it's interesting. It's like, if they find that out that you support Trump, for instance, then like, if I stutter over a word, they're gonna call me stupid. Or if I'm looking tired, they're gonna say I'm on something. Or you know what I mean? Like, they weaponize any minute weakness they might perceive in you. They're looking for a weakness. They're looking for a gotcha moment. And they can fuck off for all I give a shit. I know I shouldn't vape. I hate that. I hate the fact that I have that compulsion, but I've had it way worse. I'm not excusing it. I'd like to... I haven't been doing it as often as usual. You love my shirt? Thank you. It's Courage the Cowardly Dog. Hey, you want to see this other new shirt I got? I didn't wear this today because I wanted to wash it first, but I just washed it. It's got, look, it's got my dog all over it. And it's got my face too. Look, look. Look, it's got Shando. It's got Shando's face. Yuck, it's got my face too. And it's got, let me get that light on there a little better there. Look at that, it's got Shando's face. And it's got Shando wearing a hat. See? See that? I'll wear this, probably wear that tomorrow. Yep, absolutely. You couldn't really have life without death, right? I mean, it's you have to have the two opposing forces. I think just that it just wouldn't be sustainable. I don't think I'd want to live forever, man, unless it's, you know, the afterlife and I'm in heaven. I'd love to go to heaven. That sounds wonderful. Oh, that sounds legit. I've learned that God has been proven too many times. Yeah. Yeah, and sometimes I wonder if that's one reason why I, you know, fell into this vortex of horror, you know, the whole addiction and all that. It really, in a sense, when I started recovering, I mean, while I was an addict, my agnosticism was stronger than ever. I didn't, like, have any faith whatsoever. But as I'm recovering, you know, it almost turned a light on. And I started to, you know, do more soul searching and investigating. And I can't deny it, can't prove it, but I do believe in a God. I don't preach to anybody, but I talk about just my personal journey for what it's worth. Am I all biblical? I read the Bible sometimes, you guys, but I'm not like a Bible thumper, if that's what you're saying. I'm not a Bible thumper by any means. I don't, like, shove it down people's throats and say, this is what it means. You have to think, you know, you have to perceive it the way I do. You know, I'm not like that. I just, I read passages. I read little chapters to you guys. And, you know, we just, and it's beautiful. Helps me sleep better. She is a straight woman with female DNA. I know, right? Isn't it crazy that we have to, like, educate people on that? Obviously, I'm a woman. It's so fucking obvious. And like I've said a billion times, if archaeologists 1,000 years from now were to dig up my skeleton from the grave, they would find that I'm a woman upon examining the width of my pelvis. That's all they'd have to do to determine whether I'm a woman or not. Good grief. Show us your games. Oh, I'd love to, but you know what? I have to install, I've got to install my my hard drive. It's taking some time here for some reason. And also I gotta put in the password for the Wi-Fi before I can do that now. No, I'm gonna write down. I have that password on my phone here. That's the thing. It's on my phone. So we'll do it after this live stream since it's 9 o'clock. We're going to end this live stream pretty soon because it's getting kind of late. But, guys, let's try to get it up to at least 100 likes, though. I don't get to enjoy things like you guys. Well, I don't know about that, man. I mean, I don't know you, but I'm sure there's got to be something out there that you can enjoy. Thank you for the... Oh, that's cute. I love the laughing disco ball. Thank you for that. Thank you for the laughing disco ball. And sorry for being so behind here. I am so behind. Oof. Sorry, guys. I'm kind of speed reading everything now. Damn, spitting truth. Thank you. See, most people think that you know, my words make sense. You know, that I'm not saying I'm wrong sometimes, like anybody, but you know, it's like when it comes to me speaking about politics, of course some asshole's gonna come around and just start calling me names. That's this. It is what it is, and I'm not the only one who's endearing it, and we see them for who they are. So screw them. Just ignore them. Don't give them fuel for their, you know, idiocy. I'm not a bigot, but that's the thing. That's the thing. That's what you guys resort to. Calling us bigots, calling us this or that. No, not one bit. No, all the racism is coming from the far left. It really is. You know, it's like, here's your mindset now. You, towards white people, specifically. You've colonized people 200 years ago. Well, now we have a right to colonize you, and you're gonna have to deal with it. No, sorry. Sorry, we're not gonna put up with that. We're not gonna put up with that. No one is responsible for the sins of their ancestors hundreds of years ago. Not only that, but everybody on this planet at some point in history, no matter what race, every single race we have on this planet has enslaved some group of people at one point or another. I'm not saying it makes anything right. All that was there were atrocities committed. But it's ridiculous how people are trying to reframe things and, you know, gaslight people into thinking they're villains when they're not. So your junkiness is because of politics. What an idiot. I think people could tell I was a Trump supporter even in 2016 despite my skin color. Well, that's the thing. That's another thing about these lefties losing it. Like, if you're gay or if you're black or if you're a minority of any, you know, any type of minor, or a woman even, if you support Trump, they'll tell you that you're a traitor to your kind, that you must hate yourself. That is just absolutely disgusting. That is absolutely disgusting. They don't see just like how racist they are. Like when Kamala Harris promised free weed for all black men. Does she not, like, is she tone deaf? Does she not see just how that sounds? You know, people are begging Trump to fix their cities, to fix the crime. And people in Cuba want for Trump to save them. The common man, the common citizen in Cuba wants for Trump to save them. The Iranian civilians, who haven't been harmed, by the way, I know a lot of people will make up lies about that. They don't want to live under the oppressive regime where their women are murdered if they so much as make a dancing TikTok video, which did happen in America. Man, I mean, it's really, I mean, the Democratic Party is really going to shit. Look at all the anti-Semitism that they're okay with. 100% okay with it. They don't. Now it seems like they don't know who they should hate more, President Trump or Jewish people. It's crazy. It's crazy. I never thought I would have seen the day when when the Democratic Party would like hate Jewish people. It's unbelievable that people can be so dumb and brainwashed, and to not understand that like there are good and bad people on both sides. There are good and bad Republicans. There are good and bad liberals, you know, or democratic socialists or whatever, you know. But yeah, identity politics has fucked them up. It has really fucked them up. Well, to be honest, I'm a Trump supporter out of spite. I'm black, and honestly, I'm just done. I don't blame you, man. I don't blame you for that. Someone looks homely. Oh, thank you. Trump failed you, now you will pay dearly like the rest of the MAGA maggots. Wow. Wow. Red rum, red rum, red rum. Kinda hate how so many people that look like me ruin it for the rest of us conservative minorities. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. That's why we need to stand up and speak out, because we, you know, these people, they're loud. They're loud, and if we don't speak for ourselves, they'll speak for us. We can't let them put words in our mouths. We can't let them fucking speak for us. It's insidious. I think this person's just whatever. Yeah, whatever. This person who told me I look homely. No one thinks I look homely, dude. But whatever. Not tooting my own horn, but most people think I'm at least between maybe, I mean, I would consider myself maybe a 7. I'm not like Angelina Jolie. 8 seems a little high. I hate rating people like that though, man. But yeah, I just, if I had to, for myself, yeah, I'd consider a 7 maybe. The day I knew this country went hopelessly woke was when Trump ran the first time and the left crashed his rally at UIC in Chicago. Oh, look at Chicago now. I know, right? And they were preventing Trump supporters from leaving the venue. Yeah, right. And I'm sure that the media tried to hide that too. You know, thanks to Elon Musk taking over Twitter and naming it X, now we can see the truth. Now people are sharing actual footage of what's going down, you know. Now we're seeing real news. Now things aren't being hidden from us in order to make them look good and Trump look bad, you know. Now we're seeing things for what they are. Let me oh, brother Shando, we'll go in there in a sec. My brother just went in there and he doesn't like being around the live stream. I look like Michael Jackson. Well, thank you. Big compliment. Just a sec, buddy. Not too long ago, there wasn't much difference. You just had your supper, too, a big supper. Not too long ago, there wasn't much difference between Democrats and Republicans. Exactly. That's what I was just pretty much saying earlier. Both used to work together. Yep. Now the Democrat Party is run by Islamic Marxists. They hate Jews. Exactly. They used to be all about, protecting the middle class, class warfare, class issues. It used to be, there was like, climate change, environment issues. They had a lot of things to stand for. Now they don't stand for anything. The only thing they stand for now is like whatever Trump is about, whatever Trump wants to get done, they are against. It's like whatever Trump is, we don't want that. Whatever he wants, we don't want that. Even if he were to save a drowning puppy, if Trump went in there to save a drowning puppy, or shit, man, if he were to order some lefty who hates his guts to save a drowning puppy or whatever, they wouldn't. Or they'd probably hate him even more. Or they'd hate puppies. If Trump was all for, save the puppies, they'd hate the puppies. Anything that Trump is about, they hate. It's like they wouldn't even stand for that, this disabled young man who, when he, gave him this badge and made him a police officer. And remember that? And they didn't even stand for that. They don't care about women being G-raped all over Europe and other places in the West because of illegal immigration. I've heard people like this talk about, we should implement Sharia law, where I guess the age of consent is probably around 9 to 13 in some places. And they don't fucking care. They don't care about women and women's safety. They've already made that clear. Yeah, they're trying to take away speech because it's the truth. Well, yeah. Most people love this shirt, and I don't care if you hate my shirt. Bye-bye, bitch. That's the final straw. He can say anything about me. He can't say anything about this shirt. What's up, Lady on Street? Facts right here. Oh, thank you. I'm just saying it like it is. It is what it is, The sky is blue. I didn't make it so. If you breathe, they will call you stupid. Exactly. They'll find any and all little, perceivable weaknesses. Just because I'm honest. Because I don't take their shit. And I don't bend over for them. Not anymore, at least. You go potty, buddy? It's raining out there. You need to go out, kiddo? Go. Yeah, there you go. Gonna go out, bud? Good, insightful time here, Tangent. Need to go, though. Take care. You take care, too, Ganchi. Thank you. I like Trump because he's honest and he does what he says he's gonna do for the most part. There are some things I'm kind of disappointed in. I think the Epstein files could have been handled better. I didn't like how he responded to Rob Reiner's passing. Those are the only two things I didn't like. Oh, and I didn't like the fact that he cut funding for addiction treatment. I looked into that, and I do not like that. But he did go back on that when there was a lot of backlash over that, and I don't know all the details. It's hard to find the truth when you have sources like you try to Google things and the first thing that pops up is CNN, and we all know they're liars. It's but yeah, if he did do that, I don't like that. He did go back on that, and I think we're good. I don't think he was really trying to delete it, cancel it, get rid of it. I think that it's more likely that he's trying to change it, because there are some weird, corrupt incentives behind a lot of these things that the Democratic Party has funded. Like during Biden's presidency, we spent so much money and taxes on shit that has nothing to do with hardworking Americans. So I don't know, I'd have to look more into that, but if it were just cut and dry, he's just trying to doesn't think it's important to have rehab centers and recovery centers, I don't like that. But I don't think it's that simple. I think he's actually trying to change things, make things better. Oh, sorry. Let me give you your water. I'm just waiting for Shando to come in. Oh, here he is. He's right here. Come on in. Now I'm gonna go. Wow. Dear Lord. Come on in, baby. It is 9 o'clock. So we're gonna end the live stream soon so that we can get a better start tomorrow, okay? And I'm so behind in the live stream, I'm sorry. Hi, Joshua Stuttered. I'm doing good. How are you doing? I'm tired and I'm not wearing fucking makeup, guys. It's almost like I just got up or whatever. I've been doing chores all day. Didn't get much sleep. That's probably why I don't look as, energetic and healthy as usual. I'm fine. Man, I have to get up early. Yeah, well, I hope you sleep well, Heather. Yeah, get some sleep. Get some sleep if you need to, man. 11:50 p.m. from where I am. I'm guessing you live on the East Coast then, right? That's where I'd get what I'd guess. Prepare for trouble and make it trouble. Oh, I can. Okay. I used to pretend I was Jesse from Team Rocket. We'd play Pokemon, and I was Jesse. My brother was James, and my little brother was Meowth. And I know it by heart. Okay, I'm not reading that. Prepare for trouble and make it double to protect the world from devastation. Fuck. To protect all, what? Within our nation. Oh my gosh, I don't know. To salute to something to the stars above. I can't remember. I thought I'd be able to remember, but I haven't watched Pokemon since I was like 13 probably. Prepare for trouble and make it double to protect the world from devastation, to unite all peoples within our nation. Yeah. Oh, he redacted it. That's weird. He didn't want me reading that. I don't blame you. Love your courage pajamas. Thanks, Nex. I don't mean to be a misanthrope, but I'd love to see people stop labeling each other with weird words and just judge each other by more empirical means, not just faith. Well, yeah, I mean, it should be a healthy balance. But people, they get all emotional and they start calling you names just because they don't agree with you on something that they feel strongly about. They just immediately assume that you must be a Nazi. Immediately. Doesn't matter. It's there's no nuance. It's just cut and dry. In fact, some of these people think that we deserve to die. Some of these people think that we deserve to be imprisoned, punished to the furthest extent. It's true. It is what it is, It's sickening. Elon is out for his influence in practical science engineering. SpaceX putting data centers in space helps communities not worry about losing water to their homes. Environment can be protected too. Yep. All he talked about for 1 hour was my shirt. That's weird. Oopsie. Sorry. Don't want to. Definitely wouldn't want to accidentally hide Christian's cool. People are so uneducated about Sharia. Legitimately crazy stuff seems. Hope it never takes over. Well, yeah, exactly. My God, they don't care about doing any of the research, They've been completely brainwashed. They hate America. Sorry, yeah, I'm tired, guys. I'm probably gonna end the live stream pretty soon, unfortunately. Wish I would have started it a little earlier. And I promise, I'm not high on anything. I'm just tired. Really, I'm having a hard time even keeping my eyes open, honestly. Yeah, Trump not perfect for sure, like anyone, of course. Way better than any leftist, though. Exactly. I don't care about, his personal, character flaws, or whether he's even cheated on his wife before, or whatever, That's all personal. That's between them. That's in the family. I only care about what he's gonna get done for this country. And he's been doing a damn good job within the short time that he's been president so far. He's pretty much fixed our border. And that's very important. And I'm glad he's going after Gavin Newsom. I think that Gavin Newsom should be in prison right now. Because he's a bad man. He's not good. He is not good. you know. Just look at the look at the percentages of homelessness and drug addiction in California compared to the entirety of the United States. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's like 30% of the homeless, or 25% of the homeless population lives in LA, or California in general. Crazy. Yeah, I heard about that, Heather. Thank you, Rick. Serendipitous psyops. Some discernment is important. I like reading about things that can be taken at face value. Economics data, historical comparisons of situations in markets, general things, science journals, all that. Yeah. Yeah, it's good to keep an objective, open mind, to not be led by fear of rejection, fear of someone who used to mean something to you ostracizing you. Just be willing to lose certain friends, because they might not be your friends from the get-go if they're willing to drop you that fast over something like that. It's like, fair weather friends, and friends who only like you when or talk to you at any point when they need something from you. Like, I've known people like that who were just super manipulative and would use me, you know, anytime I needed them for something. It was like, oh, excuse me, or just plain ghosting me. And then I would hear from them for a long time. Then suddenly I get a text from, hey, I need you for something. And it's like, bitch, please. Seriously. Wowzers, trousers, man. And I don't know. I resist even responding to people like that. I mean, I will later and tell them when I can. Oh, kissing my knees, buddy. You giving me a kiss? Whatever happened to kissing my knees? You gonna kiss my knees? Okay, I won't. Okay, just ignore the phone, baby. I know it's loud. That's why. Oh my gosh, dude. Every time I pick up my phone now, I do that. Oh gosh, I'm so sorry. That sucks. You see, guys, I'm tired. I'm not making excuses. I'm genuinely tired. I hate that. Well, let me put in my password here one sec. I'm sorry, guys. That's why. That's why it went to shit there. Sorry about that. Just making sure. Sheesh, I can't even. Thanks, guys. Relatable. You're nice. Thank you. You sound good on mute. Bye. MAGA sounds good on mute. I'm like, no, you sound good on mute, bitch. Bye-bye. Yeah, when I pick up my phone, I picked it up and walked into the other room. I do that sometimes. I need to be careful. I need to be careful. I should write a little note on my wrist. Watch for the mute button. Tit for tat. Ay! At least it wasn't too long. Anyway, it was cool. It's cool seeing Mary here. Mary's cool. Failed to find IP address. Okay. Support assist is scanning the system. This may take a few minutes, depending on the hardware in your system. Oh, please work, man. This should work. This absolutely should work. Okay, well, hope for the best. Oh, I haven't seen my brother in a long time. I hope I get to see him soon. Just, I really want for him to look at what I have here. It's unmuted, all right. But yeah, we're gonna end the stream at 9:30. Okay, 10 minutes. I'll read a Bible verse before we go. Okay, that sound good? Let's see where I put my Bible. Crack my back. Oh, that felt good. Oh, I like cracking my back. Just looking for my Bible. Here it is. I love you too, Mary. I love seeing you on my channel. It means a lot to me. This place is full of insecure people. Hi, Squishy Mew Mews. This place is full of insecure people who have nothing better to do. I wouldn't even worry about them. Well, yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Is like, once they find out you support Trump, they just come at you with the insults and the name calling and twisting your words and all this other bullshit. It's, you know, if for instance you look tired or you're not wearing makeup or like everything that, you know, applies to me right now, which is that I'm tired of not wearing makeup, they're gonna say something really mean. You know, it's ridiculous. These guys are hypocrites. Let's read a Bible verse before we end it, though, okay? I gotta get some sleep so that we can, you know, have a good, consistent schedule here. Because it's hard. It's hard to be consistent sometimes. Luke chapter 15, verse 7. Just so I tell you, there will be more joy in heaven over one sinner who repents than over 99 righteous persons who need no repentance. That's one of my favorites. That is one of my favorites. Chapter 15, verse 7 of Luke right there. Why don't we do one more? We'll keep on going until 9:30. Oh, we read a verse from John here. I love this one. John chapter 16, verse 22. So you have sorrow now, but I will see you again, and your hearts will rejoice, and no one... God, I gotta wear my reading glasses. And no one will take your joy from you. Yeah, it's crazy how much better that is. Acts, chapter 2, verse 17 to 21. And in the last days it shall be, God declares, that I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy, and your young men shall see visions, and your old men shall dream dreams. Yeah, and on my men servants and my maid servants in those days I will pour out my spirit, and they shall prophesy. And I will show wonders in the heaven above, and signs on the earth beneath, blood and fire and vapor of smoke. The sun shall be turned into darkness, and the moon into blood, before the day of the Lord comes, the great and manifest day. And it shall be that whoever calls upon the name of the Lord shall be saved. This is a good one. Romans chapter 12, verse 19 down to 21. Beloved, never avenge yourselves, but leave it to the wrath of God. For it is written, vengeance is mine. I will repay, says the Lord. No, if your enemy is hungry, feed him. If he is thirsty, give him drink. For by so doing, you will heap burning coals upon his head. Meaning, kill him with love. Kill him with kindness. Do not be overcome by evil, but overcome evil with good. Oh, this is a good one. Chapter 12, verse 2. Do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewal of your mind, that you may prove what is the will of God, and what is good and acceptable and perfect. I love that. And verse 9 to 13. Let love be genuine. Hate what is evil, hold fast to what is good. Love one another with brotherly affection. Outdo one another in showing honor. Never flag in zeal. Be aglow with the Spirit. Serve the Lord. Rejoice in your hope. Be patient in tribulation. Be constant in prayer. Amen. Amen. Anyone have a suggestion before we hit 9:30? I'll take a suggestion. I'll take a anyone want to give me a verse? Anyone want to pick the verse? Courage the cowardly dog indeed. I know, I'm scared. I'm probably going to scare these guys away with the Bible, dear Lord. Sometimes that works. Sometimes that makes certain folk leave. It's crazy shit. Thank you for the heart. Thank you for the floating heart, Cameron. Who is that? Who the fuck is that? Why are they ringing the doorbell a million times over? I'm not answering that door. That's weird. I hear my dad hammering. Could it be my brother? He wouldn't do that though. He has his own key. And I don't think there's anything to be concerned about, but that's weird. Maybe. Oh, I think I know what it is. I think someone ordered food. And then sometimes those guys ring the doorbell like 5 times. I think that's what it is, because I just heard my brother come out of their room. and that's usually their thing. Okay, thank God. For some reason that gave me a weird feeling, just that bang 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 bang, ding dong ding dong ding dong. Like, what the fuck? Are you 12? Yeah. Yeah, that's what I think it might be. I was like, what the fuck? I've never heard a delivery person come up to our door and sound like that, but yeah, that's probably what it is. Okay, so John. Ooh, this is a good one. John chapter 15, verse 25. It is to fulfill the word that is written in their law. They hated me without a cause. Here's a good one. Chapter 15, verse 16. You did not choose me, but I chose you, and appointed you that you should go and bear fruits, and that your fruit should abide, so that whatever you ask the Father in my name, he may give it to you. This I command you, to love one another. Oh, here's a good one. 18, verse 18 to 20. If the world hates you, know that it has hated me before it hated you. If you are of the world would love its own. But because you are not of the world, but I chose you out of the world, therefore the world hates you. Remember the word that I said to you. A servant is not greater than his master. Sorry, someone's knocking on my door. How dare you interrupt me? Oh, thank you. That made my brother laugh. I knew it. And I got a fortune cookie. You guys want to hear my fortune? How dare you interrupt me? Okay. Probably won't come true now that I ate it first before reading it. Okay. What? We're almost done, baby. It's 9:30. Continue. Hardware scan complete with no issues. Your machine will restore and download CSOS. Okay. Do it. Just do it. Establishing network connection. Okay, I guess I'll just leave it like that now. You have an ambitious nature and may make a name for yourself. Oh. Okay. Tricks are for kids. Silly rabbit. Fortune cookies are good. I like them too. Yo, my brother got this pistachio cream, that really good and gritty pistachio cream, and I filled up one of these fortune cookies with that shit. It was so good. Grok. Grok, I'm pastry mason. I guess the moths don't like me. I got timed out. Seriously? Pastry mason is cool, Heather. They shouldn't be timed out. I don't know what's going on here, but I'll get to the bottom of it since, I mean, you are on Discord, so I guess I'll know if the real pastry mason answers to that. Because anyone can say, like, if they're familiar with pastry mason on here, they can be like, oh, I'm pastry mason, let me back in, you know? Anyone could say that. I'm not saying you're not pastry mason, but I'm going to affirm that. He won't stop harassing you. You know what? That's something I'm starting to notice, though. When there's an argument on here, Pastry has gone back and forth and he won't quit when I ask him to. When I ask for the fighting to stop, he does have a tendency to keep it going. And I like Pastry Mason, but we can't have that sort of thing. But yeah, I'm gonna confirm this. I'm gonna confirm whether that's actually Pastry Mason or not, because I'm not sure. Howdy, Tateman. Hey, sorry for being mean earlier. Just wanted to say sorry. Well, oh, you're okay, man. I appreciate that. I mean, I don't remember who said what and all this other stuff. I really don't, lose any sleep over it. People can be mean, and that's just par for the course when you're a live streamer. All right. Where am I from? I'm from the USA. Born and raised. He made like 10 accounts. Well, yeah, that's why I'm doubtful whether that's Pastry Mason or not, because he could say that he's anybody, and I don't know. I'll check and see. Some people get triggered because Pastry Mason is also MAGA, like me. So people get triggered when he, fights back. I'm not telling you what state I live in. Why do you want to know? So that if I take my, so that if you see what's going on outside, if you get to see outside my window, you can gauge my approximate location on Google Maps. Is that why? No, we're not doing that. No. I don't know why you need to know. Tell you guys, I live in the U.S., and I tell you what time approximately, and when I do that, I tell you it's Pacific Standard Time. That's all I'm gonna reveal to y'all. It's when people ask questions like that, I'm like wondering, what are they trying to actually gauge here? And you are so beautiful. Thank you, Trey. Good to see you here. How did the person who made the clock know what time it was at the time? Good freaking question, man. I mean, I would guess that they judged by everyone basically judged by the position of the sun and moon and constellations, right? I mean, at some point, you'd get good at knowing what time it was approximately. Just watching the, where the sun is in the sky, and I don't know. It's pretty interesting. Good question. What you gonna do when we come for you? I don't know. It's just not smart to risk that sort of thing, because people do that, especially if they don't like you because of something like politics or whatever. There are people who will give me death threats over that. They haven't yet. I've gotten someone who was pretty close to that. This person didn't like me to the extent that just because of my politics, they said that I neglect my dog. And they also said that heroin will always be waiting for me. It's just a matter of time. It'll always be waiting for a junkie like you. And it was a paragraph, man. It was long. That's the worst DM I've ever gotten. It was on Instagram too, from anyone who just hates me because of my political views. Oh yeah, and they brought up like that my whole political outlook is fucked up and skewed, and then they proceeded to tell me I'm this and that. It's just stupid. Fuck 'em. Word. Home of the chief until it was in Champaign, Illinois. Oh, that's a cool name. Oh yeah, definitely. People will do everything to track you down. It's ridiculous and scary. It is. It absolutely is. And they have been. I watch a ton of true crime, guys. That's another reason why I'm so vigilant with this sort of thing. There's this one case where a male YouTuber and someone whose content was no politics. It was all just like wholesome, go out and backpacking, seeing the sights, showing everyone the Grand Canyon, that sort of thing. You know, national parks and stuff like that. Oh, my bangs look like absolute shit right now, dude. I hate my hair right now. Does my hair look like shit right now? I have a bad hair day going on. At least it doesn't look like Farquaad. Anyway, so this YouTuber got stalked by someone who was actually obsessed with him. The obsessive stalker was, you know, allegedly comparing himself to this YouTuber, saying that, oh, you know, like copying him, essentially. Obsessed with this dude. Anyway, so the YouTuber, the real YouTuber, is in his car, waiting at a red light, and out of nowhere, this big fucking semi-truck pummels him like at 100 miles per hour. Now, he is stationary. He's waiting at a red light 10 minutes away from home, and this semi-truck pummels over him. You wouldn't think so, because it took, like, basically, it just obliterated his whole car. But the man survived enough to, you know, so that he was able to at least say a few words in the hospital and tell them some useful information. But yeah, it's scary. You can find that, actually. You can find that case on YouTube. It's crazy. Maybe I'll share it with y'all on my Discord server. Because, yeah, I mean, I was just thinking about that, and it's like, man, if it can be that dangerous, I know it's rare. It's very, you know, few and far between, but that's a grown, like, 6'2" tall man right there. So, like, I mean, how many men get stalked compared to women, especially if you're, like, well known or whatever? We don't need any stalkers like the Bjork stalker, or remember the Bjork guy? Remember the guy who tried to send a bomb to Bjork, I think, allegedly? I forget. I saw that documentary like maybe 15 years ago. A long time ago. No, I'm not consuming anything. You're full of shit. Anyway, Matthew Perry's stepdad, Keith Morrison, asks the real questions. I don't know anything about Keith Morrison, to be honest. But I know who Matthew Perry is. He's the guy from Friends. He struggled with addiction. I love your eyes with the same intensity that Van Gogh loved the stars, because in them my light and my reason to dream. Oh, thank you. That's really beautiful to say to me. Thank you. Uncle Sanitariums? I thought Uncle Sanitariums was cool, Heather. I don't know why is he being timed out? You know what? I'm gonna end this live stream, okay? I'm gonna end it. I'm tired. I don't need to deal with this shit. Uncle Sanitariums has always been cool, so I don't know why he's being timed out here, Heather. Why is Uncle Sam... More Bible verses. I'm tired. Okay, one more. My Shando wants me. Shando, you gotta wait. Okay, let me open my door a little bit. Yeah, I'm sorry, can't get in. Yeah, it's bedtime, baby. I'm gonna read a Bible verse and then we're gonna call it a night, okay? Oh, I love you too, little stank. Just got here. Hi, naughty potato. Yes, please subscribe to the channel. Thank you, James, for reminding me. Yes, please subscribe to the channel. I appreciate that. Yeah, there's a very creepy documentary about the Bjork stalker. You know, he was so obsessed with her and did some really creepy things. I mean, I don't know. I forget a lot of the details to that case, because it's been like 15 years since I've seen it. Long time. Yeah, long time ago. Okay. It was acid in a package to Bjork? Okay, that sounds familiar. Someone was blaming people's actions on God. Okay, that's weird, but I don't think that's like blaming someone's actions on God. Like, why would they do that? How would they do that? Like, where's the logic? Where's the logic there? Where's the sense? I think with certain people, like, those questions, we should just ignore them. Because I feel like I'm misunderstanding something here. Yeah, let's not start banishing people left and right, okay? Let's at least give people second chances, okay? I like to do that. I need the engagement, man. Whether it's a troll or not, let's ignore them, okay? Let's not engage in a fight that's gonna last the whole fucking live stream. And let's not banish people left and right. Please, for the love of God, can we stop doing that? Can we just... Unless people are being malicious and telling other people to relapse and all this other shit, yeah, just ignore them. They're stupid. You know, if they're saying shit like that. I'm getting so fed up with that. Seeing people who I typically get along with here and who respect my opinion or get along with me telling me, hey, why was I banned? It's rubbing me the wrong way. I'll tell you what. And I like all of you guys, okay? I like everyone. Engagement is good for the channel. Precisely. Thank you, Naughty Potato, for subscribing. I appreciate that. Hi, Victor. We want Shando time. Okay, well, he's camera shy, but after this Bible verse, we'll say hi to Shando, and then I'll have to end it, okay? Ooh, here's a good one. I'll do this one, okay? Last one. Romans chapter 5, verse 3 to 5. Okay, listen, this is a good one. Okay, this is a really good one. I'm gonna put on my glasses here. More than that, we rejoice in our sufferings, knowing that suffering produces endurance, and endurance produces character, and character produces hope, and hope does not disappoint us, because God's love has been poured into our hearts through the Holy Spirit who has been given to us. That's a really good one. Okay. Very good. Thank you, guys. God gave us free will. Yep, I agree with that. Absolutely. And we choose what we do with it, precisely. You know, not everything that happens to us in life is our fault. You know, some of it is. Some of it's out of our control. You know, and that's okay. You know, the only thing we can do is move on from now and try to make the best of ourselves. You know, try to live our lives so that we're not dealing with, you know, the consequences of our bad decisions again and again and again. Do whatever you can right now to improve the situation. Just worry about now, man. Do what it takes to think to yourself, what can I do right now to make the future brighter and more promising and happier for me, you know? And I think with recovery and addiction, it's very important to give yourself time, grace, and compassion. It's important to learn to live with the discomfort of your feelings. It's so important. Don't, you know that in the end you're going to be so much stronger. That's why it requires grit. You have to have grit. You know, prove those assholes wrong. That'll produce a good feeling. I'll tell you what, man, that produces a great feeling when you prove these assholes wrong. They never thought you could even make it a year. Well, yeah, you show them. Don't stop believing. Okay. We don't want to stoop to their level either, though. They want to silence us all the time, but we can show them that they are allowed to feel the way they feel and express themselves. Yep. Precisely. We're all about free speech. Yeah, I have a free speech mindset. Exactly. That's why I don't like it when people just, like, when any of my mods ban people right and left just because they don't like what they said specifically. It's like, who the fuck cares what they said, I'll be the... I mean, unless they're being malicious and telling people to relapse or trying to trigger people into using, or just, just spreading absolute, blatant misinformation and lies around about people and things. That's the only thing I really care about, If someone tells me, oh, you look like a man or something, it's like, fuck them, who cares? Just ignore them. I need the engagement. The joke's on them. They're helping my channel out by saying anything here, right? So, yeah, let's not do that, because that's a huge mistake, and it will get you unmodded. It will. I'm gonna stop being too nice eventually. Trust me. You don't want to poke the bear. Okay, well, yeah, I don't want you to get banned, Uncle Sanitariums, because you're really nice, as far as I'm concerned. I don't know if, well, okay, I didn't see the beginning of it. Let's forgive and shake hands, okay, and let's not go there anymore, okay? I like Uncle Sanitariums and I like Heather, and that's why it's so painful for me, is because I like you both, I've seen real assholes on here. I mean, Uncle Sanitariums is, usually he respects my opinions and is usually pretty civil with everybody. I guess I missed something. I really did miss something here. I missed whatever happened between you two. But just, please, just shake hands, man. Shake some fucking hands. I did say I was gonna leave at like 9:30. Shit, man. I'm always here longer than I say I'm gonna be. I like Heather too. Heather's awesome. She's been a mod for a long time for a reason. I'm just saying. I'd appreciate it if, we didn't just delete people because of we disagree with them or there's a bias or whatever, I only care about, getting rid of the malice and people who are trying to sabotage my channel. And in the end, the main goal here is to, help and inspire addicts to get better and to stay better, and inspiring people to have better habits that improve their lives. But it's also about helping my channel out so that I can actually maybe even someday make a living on it. That'd be awesome. And sell my paintings and play video games and all this other shit. I want it to be more than what it is. I'd like to engage with more people and to, turn this into something I can survive on. You know what I mean? Take it easy as you can. Day one. Thank you, Rob. Uncle Sanitariums, you're pastry mason? Okay, I'm starting to think that people are trying to confuse the shit out of me. You know what? There's an easy way for me to confirm that, and it is Discord. Because I'm friends with those people on Discord. Okay? Anyway, please like and subscribe, guys. It's very much appreciated. Oh, I'm gonna crack my back a little. No, I can't do that. Okay, you guys have a good night. Or day. Or afternoon. Yeah, so he has two people at once. Exactly. That's kind of weird, isn't it? I have a feeling that people are stealing the names of people on here. And how is that even... I guess that's... I didn't know you could do that, but... There's a way for me to confirm that. You know, if people are trying to, trick us into thinking they're someone they're not, like people in the chat here who I'm familiar with, they're pretty fucking stupid, because I can confirm whether or not, they are who they say they are just by going on my Discord and shit. Anyway, thank you, Little Stank. Thanks for kicking in with us, and oh, you're most welcome, and thank you. Thank you. And thank you, Heather. Thank you. Oh, I'm very gentle when cracking my back. It's not like I'm forcing it or anything. I do like it, just a typical like yoga pose, like a yoga move where I just like that, It's kind of like if I were to, in the first thing in the morning, I do this yoga pose, and it's one of the most gentle ones you can do. It's really good for you. You never want to force anything. But what I do is I lay flat on my back, and I rotate. I keep my upper torso flat on the bed, and then I rotate my hips I cross my legs and rotate my hips this way while keeping my arms splayed out in like a cross position like that. I just rotate the hips while the legs are crossed, and that causes a good twist for a good gentle crack, which sometimes it's like up my spine. It feels really good first thing in the morning. I'm starting to doubt it, Uncle Sanitariums, but if you are, I would apologize if I'm wrong there. I'm gonna get to the bottom of this. You can't steal another channel's name. I didn't think so, but someone else said that they're pastry mason. So I'm like, what? How many accounts do you have? I don't know about that. I'll get to the bottom of this. He's messaging on 2 devices? Okay. From 2 different accounts? That's weird. That's kind of weird, man. Huh. Anyway, please like and subscribe, guys, and I'm gonna go. I appreciate you. Bye-bye. I'm gonna get to the bottom of that bullshit. But I appreciate you guys. Or he's a bot, possibly. Who the hell knows? Imposter! That's what I'm wondering. Agnes Young. I like AC/DC though. Oh yeah, Dara says they're pastry too. Yeah, y'all trying to confuse the shit out of me. Okay. Please like and subscribe. Thank you. I'm gonna go. It's 10